Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we have this system design interview question. Today we are solving this question called Design Facebook. And before I start in solving this interview, I have to say that all the time system design interviews are start with a vague question like design Facebook, design YouTube, design Uber, design like, and all of these uh, well-known applications, they are built from thousands of services. So which one we are going to use? So because of that, we in order to be successful in the system design interview, we should follow some framework to make sure that we are not designing anything wrong. We are getting clarifications each time. We are designing the exact thing that our interview want us to design, and with the exact qualifications and with that requirements that our interviewer wants us to design. So first, we will start um, with our famous framework. We will use a framework. This is big. Uh, yeah, and it will be white and it will be list. So first of all, it will be white. We understand the problem. Understand the problem. Second, we propose a high level design. Propose high level design. Okay. Third, we take a deep dive. Deep. And fourth, we wrap up. Okay. And we start with understanding the problem because this is, I will say, this is the most important step, because if you didn't get this step right, everything is like that, the interview is done. You're out of the interview. So we're saying that with this framework we will make sure that we are designing the right things. And I want to say that maybe we if the interview question has like from 45 minutes to 1 hour. So if we want to just, we should put timestamp for each one. So this one, it should be like 5 minutes maximum, not more than that. The proposal high level design takes like from 10 to 15 minutes. And the deep dive, most of your time will be in the deep dive basically. You will ask, your interviewer will ask you to get deep about specific topic. And the wrap up is just like 2 3 minutes. It's not something quite hard to do. So let's just start with understanding the problem. When we have understand the problem, we want to ask like from 5 to 10 questions to understand what we are building. So let's just put a shape here. So it will be white and it will be taller and wide. And for this one, we'll start to ask questions. And let's add a question here. I will say, first of all, if you have a vague question, you say, what? Oh, this is big one. Yeah. What? Oh, no, it's too small. Yeah. What part of Facebook are we designing? Designing. And the interviewer will say, um, The interviewer will say, I guess, let us do wanna mark our questions. So the interviewer, let's give it a color, will say, um, we care about about the news feed feature. So right now, our first question that we know that we only care right now. We wanna focus on the news feed. So our first question, we know about what specific things that what we are going to build, but we should get more specific. So I want to know other things. I would say, um, what are the important fee- feature and our interviewer will say, user can publish a post and see his friends friends posts. So right now we know that, and I will tell you something. It's this one sounds silly. Of course, if we have a news feed, this is what the feature that we are implementing. But you don't want to have any assumption. All the time we ask for clarification. Like for example, I will say, what are the important features? If our interviewers that the interviewer that didn't give us a clear answer, I will say, okay, so we can expect our feature to be that the user can publish a post and maybe like see his friends posts, and he will say yes. So all the time we want to ask for clarifications. We don't want to assume anything. So I will say that, is it is it for mobile or web app? And I guess our interviewer would say both. It's both of them. Both. So we say, okay, if it's like that and it is both, let's just see. Okay. So I would say, we want to talk about right now about how we are sorting the news feed. So I would say, is there is any specific specific let's say it's any is there, I would say, it's any specific no, no, I would say that, should we care about the algorithm? Should we care about the algo algorithm that um uh, it that gets the posts, for example, I would say posts from best friend. I don't know. There's something called best friend in Facebook. I don't know, because it very was very long time since I used Facebook. For example, poster from best friends are sorted higher than normal friends. And we assume that our interviewer will say that for the simplicity, because we have only 45 minutes for the, to keep it simple, let's say that to keep it simple, let us assume that the feed is sorted by reverse and chronological order. Let's say that is reverse by chronological order. Chronological order. So right now I guess we have maybe 2 or 3 more questions. Let's just get this one. So right now we know exactly what we are building, but we want to know that the size of everything, so to make sure that we are getting it right. So let's just ask a question. How many friends can user have? How many friends can user have? I don't know why it makes a lot of things, all of them uppercase. Anyway, let's say maybe yeah, it's 5,000. Yeah, it's 5,000. I would say, what is the traffic volume? How many daily active users do we have? You can say that the same thing mean the same thing. The same sentences means the same thing. How many daily active user do we have? So we expect to have about we expect to have 10 million. And I will say that okay, I will say that can the feed contain image? Because like we have some posts that contain image, it's quite important. Can feed contain image? In image, and let's assume that he will say it can contain media files including both images and video. It can contain media files, both images and videos. Okay, so this is, I guess by asking, maybe like we have 6 questions, 7 questions, but I guess by all of that questions, I guess we have a clear image about what we are building. So we understand right now, I guess we have a clear understanding of the problem. So if we talk about that we are building a newsfeed system, and we have the functional requirements and the non-functional requirements. Let's just say that the functional requirements is that we should the user can create an image or get an image, and the user can update media to any post. And the non-functional requirements that we have 10 million daily active users. We are global, and user can have more than 5,000, and for 10 million, yeah, it's a lot of data. However, we will manage to solve all of that, and maybe like we can just add we care about availability and latency. We should have super low latency, and after finishing all of that, we should ask our interviewer, is there anything that we are missing or not? because it's a lot of times you find that, yeah, there is a lot of things that you're missing. Okay, maybe sometimes not a lot of things, but like maybe like just 1 2 points that we are missing. We want to just get a clarification that we are not missing anything. Okay, so let's start on the next step. We finished this one, so we right now we are proposing the high level design. So in proposing the high level design, first we want to just talk with the interviewer that and tell them our thoughts, and after that we start type some notes. So first of all, the design, I guess the design is divided into two things: the feed publishing and the news feed building. Like the feed publishing when the user is getting the posts, and the news feed building when the user actually posting posts. So let's just start with the API. So I would say news feed API. And I will say that maybe you have two specific APIs. I will say that we had two specific APIs. It will be the post, because we care about two main features. It will be a post. It will be, let's say for example like v1, because maybe we will use versioning, of course. Oh, go back. v1. Just make this wider. Make this wider, please. Yep, thank you. v1 me feed, for example. And I guess the parameters, the params for this one, it will be okay. And I guess the params will be maybe for the params we're talking about we have the content. And 1 minute, I don't want to have this one. No. Okay, for the params we will have content, I guess, and we will have the auth token. And we will say that we will using the we will be using the RESTful API, HTTP post request, and yeah, we will use both of them. We'll use for the first API, because we have two main things, the feed publishing and the news feed building. So we have these two things. We should put them in mind, and we have the other section, which will be getting the, let's give them different color. It will be get request, which is to get the news feed, and it will be v1 me feed also. Yeah, or just v1 me post feed also, it will work. But we shouldn't, we don't have to post any content. I guess we should put the auth token, and that's it. So this is in terms of the API. And let's just make a quick drawing of both of the sections that we are talking about. So let's say that we have the client. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. That's too big. And we have the client, and let's just make the client smaller. And the client is it could be mobile or mobile or web. Okay. And the client all the time will get no. What is this? What is this? I don't want to add any comments. Let's see. Yep. And it will be it will get the IP address of our backend, our load balancer, from a DNS domain name system, and the client will once the client gets the client will send the domain name, for example www.facebook.com, and the DNS send the corresponding IP address for the load balancer. Load balancer. Balancer. And the load balancer, we will send or distribute all of the incoming requests that are coming from the clients to the web servers. You could also send that the load balancer. Maybe you have our API gateway. And our API gateway looks like more senior, you know. So I would say we distribute this the request to our web servers, and right now, yeah. Before I talk that, right now we are designing the first part, which is the news feed reading, basically. So we have our web server, and our web server it will has three main uh, I guess it's built on three main services. So let's just one here. What? Why it's like that? No. No, I don't want it from here. I don't want it from here. I want it specifically from here. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. I just add this one to it. Okay, and let's put the third one. Okay, and we want another one for it. Okay, so our main three services, let's just make these things quite near to each other. So we have our main three services. First of all, we have the post service, and we have the fan out service, and we'll talk a lot about this one. The fan out service, and we have the notification service. Notification service. Okay, and the fan out service. The fan out service connecting with newsfeed cache, something called newsfeed cache. Everything will I know sometimes things doesn't feels quite straightforward, but it will feel. And the post service, was post cache, and it will be also connected with a post DB. And we have the notification service. What? Did I delete it? Anyway, notification service. Okay, so this is the full picture of our news feed publishing, and let's talk about what's happening here. So the user will get the IP address of the load balancer from the DNS. So the user wants to view the needs from mobile app or from web app, will have to connect with this get API. Okay, and he will connect with the load balancer with its with the API and with its IP address. The load balancer will distribute the traffic to different web services. Okay, web services redirect the traffic to the web services will redirect the traffic to different services. We have the post service, and this is persist post in database and cache. It saves the post in database and cache. We have the fan out service, and this one push the new content to friends news feed. Like news feed data is stored in the cache for example, like we are pushing the new content for the news feed in the fan out service, and the cache it's in memory storage to make everything, because we need super low latency. The notification service is to inform friends that has like that there's a new posts from your friends, things like that. So this is it. Let's just give it uh, uh, give it a color and say that this is it. Feed get feed, or like feed publishing, feed publishing publish, and let's just put it like that. And we have this one is the feed publishing, and let's just copy this one, and we will copy one here and just make it like that. Okay, right now we work with the feed building. Okay, and the feed building, it's quite similar, although it's way more simpler. So for the feed publishing, we have this section is the same. However, we have only one service, so we don't have to have this one. We should delete this and this and this and this and these two things. And we have a news feed service. And we have a news feed cache. So for the newsfeed building, the user sends request to retrieve the newsfeed. Okay, so we talked about the newsfeed publishing and the newsfeed building. This is the newsfeed building. Like if you, oh sorry, I did a big terrible mistake. Sorry. For this one, we are using post request. We are not using get request. This is post, not get. We are using post request. This feed, the feed publishing. Sorry. I don't know why I did this stupid mistake. And yeah, there is another big tip that don't lose focus in the system design interview. So what we was talking about the feed building. For the feed building, the user sends the request to retrieve the news feed. The request is like the request is this one, and The load balancer redirects the traffic to web services. The web services route the request to the newsfeed service. The newsfeed service is newsfeed fetch the newsfeed from the cache. And wait a minute, newsfeed cache, store newsfeed. Shit! Sorry again. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Um, sorry. Again, this is the feed publishing. This is um, for the Git. I was right in the beginning, but I don't know why I went back. This for the feed publishing and feed building. This one we're using GET request, and this one we're using post. Okay, just let me just check again, because like I made it 2 times. Sorry for that. And okay, so we have feed publishing and retrieve. So this is for feed publishing. This is we're using a post request for feed publishing. This is why we when we create a post and feed and feed building, or like retrieve. Let's say that feed retrieve. So I will not do this stupid problem again. Retrieve. It's important to naming. Sorry for that problem. Retrieve. Retrieve. So this is for feed publishing. This is what we're using for this one. Let's just no. Let's just do it like that. For this one, we're using this API, and for this one, we're using this API. Oh no, this is big. And yeah, and that's it. This is it. For this one, using this API, and for this one, using this API. So let's continue. I guess we finished the proposal of high level design. So the second step is done, and let's get into the deep dive. And let's just when we work on the deep dive, let us just take this one and no, and put it here. Okay, and I wanna delete that. No, all of it. Delete it. Okay, so we will be the same. Everything will be the same. We just wanna make sure that our web server will handle more stuff than we want it to handle. Okay, so our web server will handle for us the authentication just 24 24 authentication and rate limiting. Let's say that this web server is acting like the API gateway. It's handling the authentication and the rate limiting. And we have a post service, and it has the post cache and the post DB. And we have the notification service as we have, but let's just put the notification service like that. I just wanna make this one, yeah. Yeah, and let's just put the fin out like that here. Okay. No, I want to be okay. Okay, so So we have the fan out service. It has three things. First of all, we when we want to get access the user, we will oh, not good, not good, not good. I will say that when we want to get the users, we the user news feed, we will save the um, we will save the information of the user's friends and posts in the Graph database, GraphDB. And I will say why we are using GraphDB specifically. And after that, we wanna. Why it's looking like that? I want it to be. And we have other thing that will be and let's just add it will be let's see we have here the user cache, for example. If you are if for this GraphDB you are getting the user posts, and we are storing in this graph we are storing the user ID and the post ID, and we in the user cache maybe are storing the users that we are making that the user did for the mute, the user said that they are not important, things like that. So we have a user cache, and we have a user. No, 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 no. Shh. User cache, and we have user DB. And I guess the newsfeed cache, we delete this one. And how the newsfeed works, it would be first we have the message queue, and the message queue sends to a fan out workers, and the fan out will send to newsfeed cache. Newsfeed cache. So what's happening? This is after the deep dive actually. So let's just talk about in this one we first we have the we said that section before, and the load balancer, and we have this web service acting as an API gateway. It handles authentication and the rate limiter, and here first the user get the friends IDs, and after that we are getting the friends data. Maybe like we have some people that we are doing we plug them, mute them, things like that. And we have and we after that we are getting the message queue. From the message queue we are getting the news feed from our news feed cache. So we have two things that we will talk about when it comes to this deep dive design. We beside the communication with the client's web servers enforce the authentication and the rate limiting. Okay, only users who are signed in with a valid token are allowed to post and or also I guess yeah, I also allow it to read. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. Let's say that. Do we have to be logged in to see Facebook? I guess yeah, we have to log in. No, I, I don't know. I don't know. And but this one you can just get like you see me. I know I don't know which one we should pick, but you should just we will get this one with our interview. Like, do you think we should do this or that? We have the other thing that the system limits the number of posts the user can make. So basically, we will not that the backend servers will not get overwhelmed. So we maybe like I don't know 100 posts per minute, something like that. The second thing that we'll talk about the fan out service. For the fan out service, it's basically it's the process of delivering the post to all friends. It's how we actually see the newsfeed. This is the where is the 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 meat and butter or like bread and butter. I don't know what was the phrase, but like I guess I hope that you understand me. So the fan out is the process of the delivering the post to all of the friends. So we have two types mainly in the fan out. We have fan out right and fan out read. And the fan out right basically um, when this first approach or this first way of handling the fan out is that the news feed is pre computed during right time. Like when a user is posting any when any friends is posting any posts, we save this post in the cache directly. The pros of this one, the newsfeed is generated in real time and can be posted the friend immediately. And also fetching the newsfeed is fast because we it's pre-computed and it's pre-computed during the right time, so it's pretty fast to get. The cons, if a user has many friends, fetching the friend list and generating the news feed could get super could be super slow and time consuming, and this is called hotkey problem. And the other thing that maybe you have some users that doesn't log in and log in that much, so we are just creating for them DB and cache systems, and they are not using it. So like it's waste of resources. So the fan out read, in the other hand, the news feed is generated during the read time. This is on let's say that it's on demand model basically. Um, the recent posts are pulled when the user requests them. So the pros of this one is for interactive users or like any users that doesn't log in that much. So we solve the waste of resources. Data is not pushed to friends, so there's no hotkey problem. However, we have a big problem that this takes too much time. Fetching the newsfeed is quite slow, and we are requiring super late latency. So we can just adopt like a hybrid approach between between them, and this is our hybrid approach. So let's just talk about what is going on here, because so the hybrid approach, um, because the fetching the newsfeed is we because when we fetching the newsfeed, we want to make sure that everything is fast and we have super low latency. We use a push model for the majority of the users. Like most of the users will work with the write model or the push model. Okay, they will work with the first model. The since for celebrities maybe, or like for people that are who are pretty famous or have a lot of friends and followers, we will let followers pull news content on demand to avoid any system overload. So I guess that we could use a consist hashing. If we use a consistent hashing, it will be great technique to mitigate the hotkey problem, and it helps us to distribute requests and data more evenly. So what is happening here? First of all, one the we fetch from the GraphDB. Let me just type text. Can we make it? No, text. I don't like that. I don't like that from Miro. Just a shame that it's I don't know why they're doing it like that. It's just such a shame. So first we are um so one we get the friend's ID. IDs. Okay, so we fetch friends IDs from the graph database. The graph database are suited for managing friend relationship and friend recommendation. And we are using graph or like a NoSQL database to make sure that we have tons of different friends. And we're not sure about I guess that we are not sure about the structure, and the scalability is one of the more important things, that we need something too easy to scale out. And um, the second thing that we are getting the friends. This is the second step. We are get this two is get friends data. So when we get the friends info from the user cache, the system um, the system then filters out the friends based on user setting. For example, let's say that we have something that someone we muted, we have someone that we said that we are not interested in the post, things like that. And the third one, which is this one, that just a hint. Okay, for the third one, the fan out worker. The first we are sending all of the information to the message queue. The fan out workers fetch data from the message queue and store news feed data in the news feed cache. And we can, yeah, like we can think of the news feed cache as like a post ID and user ID type mapping table, like. And I'll build an example for that, because we can't store all of the posts in the cache, because that will be a lot waste of resources, because the cache, it's in memory storage, it doesn't have that much storage. So we what was this third three one? Let's say send. There's no need, I guess, to build the thing. Okay, this is the third one. And what we say, yeah. So basically, we store only the in the newsfeed cache. Let's just use a table. I wanna use table. Yeah, and first of all, I want everything to be white, and this one to be null. And I want to delete this row. Delete and delete. And I will say it's for example, we will have user ID. It will be like something like that. User ID, and it will be, we have also here. Oh, make it bigger. Post ID, and it will be the same for each one here. And just and this one is post ID. Okay, so this is how the table will look like. Wait a minute. So we have, because it's in memory, that we can basically store all of the post, because this will be waste of resources, and we can save that much posts in the table. So we have post ID and user ID, and if we just get, so this what we are going to get, and we have as we are seeing right now, we have the if this is the first system of the deep dive of the feed publishing. Okay, so this is the deep dive of the feed publishing, and we want to make a deep dive. Let's just put this one here. Deep dive feed publishing. Okay, and if we wanted to talk about the news feed retrieve, how we will retrieve, let's just go here with this one. So let's just copy this. Of course, in the system design interview, you don't have to just describe everything, because you just have to say why you are doing this. You don't have to describe, so you will not have to talk as much as I'm talking right now. So we are just doing DNS, and with the user is working with the load balancer. Let's just copy this section. And let's delete this one, because there's no need to have this one, and there's no need to have this one either, and this one also. But I will need this to be super small. This one will be the newsfeed service. I guess there's no need to have this one. So that we have the newsfeed service, and in the newsfeed service we had three things. First of all, we had the no, go back. We had the newsfeed cache, and we have the user cache, I guess. User cache, and we have let's just make this one, and we said that we have and we will have a post cache, and we will have post db, of course. The post cache working with post db, and the user cache is with user db, and yeah. So let's just talk about this one. So first of all, the user will send a request to retrieve the news feed. Okay, I will send it to the load balancer. The load balancer will distribute the incoming requests across the web server. The web server will will call the newsfeed service to fetch the newsfeed. The newsfeed service gets a list of post IDs and from the newsfeed cache. And you remember that we've saving everything in the newsfeed cache while publishing. So we have a newsfeed cache for each user. So the newsfeed service gets the list of the post IDs here, and the user newsfeed is basically is more than a list of feed IDs. It contains username, profile picture, post content, post image, etc. So the newsfeed service fetch the complete user and post object from cache, from the caches, and yeah, the last thing, that the fully hydrated newsfeed is returned in as a format in JSON to back to the client. And when we talk about the newsfeed, we will talk a lot about the cache, and because the cache is extremely important for a newsfeed system, we should divide the cache that we have into 5 layers. Let's just talk about that. It's, I guess we have maybe in the, we are on the last thing in the deep dive. I know that I was talking too much, but let's just be aware with me. So if we just put the, let me just make it like that, and let's make, I wanna be a dot one. Can I make it a dot? Anyway, so let's just add more. No, I want to have all of the layers that we have, so let's just, okay, no. This is the first layer. We have about no, what? And maybe 2 here and 2 here, and us. And let's just put this one here, and maybe we have 3 basically, and just, yeah. And I will talk about everything that I'm doing here right now. Okay, and okay, okay. So we have the newsfeed cache. This is the newsfeed cache. And the other thing that we have, maybe we have here something called this is the content cache. Let's just add this one. No, I just want to be super small. Content cache. So just put this one here, and this one is it's a newsfeed cache. News feed cache. And we have, I guess, two more. We have the social graph cache, and we have action cache. And you have only to know what these are things for, on just in terms of high design. We don't have to get in details on them. And we have counter cache. So let's just talk about the content cache. We're talking about hot cache and normal cache. And we talk about the follower and the following. This is a social one. And we talking about the liked and the replied and the others. And we talk about lastly about the like counter and the replay counter and other, maybe like whatever the other would be. So basically, we have the newsfeed stores the ID of the newsfeed. The counter stores post data, maybe like popular content is sorted in the hot cache, the other stored in the normal cache. The social graph stores user relationship data, like we have like following, followers, things like that. The action stores info about where a user liked, post, replied, or like took any other action on the post. And the counter stores the counter for likes, or reply, following, and followers, etc. And congratulations, we are done. So let's just wrap up everything. And before I wrap up, today we designed a newsfeed system for Facebook, and our designs has two flows: a feed publishing and a newsfeed retrieving. And sorry for the the misunderstanding that I have done in the middle. Sorry for that. Like any system design interview question that we actually have, there is no perfect way to design a system. Um, every um, every interview is quite unique. So and basically we must design a system that fits this specific interview. So what we should do to learn from this video is that understanding the trade-off of your design and technology, and the choices that we are taking, we should understand them. We should understanding them is the key to succeed in any software interview, and to work with the with this framework. Right now we are in our wrap up section, because we are finished the deep dive. Right now we are in the wrap up section. So uh, maybe your interviewer will have different requirements, but the thing that you should just understand that the technologies that we're using, you should understand that trade-off, and also you should know uh, how to um, solve the trade-offs that you caused from your decisions. And also you should avoid duplicate discussion. We shouldn't ask our questions more than one. So when we talk about the scaling database, because we have maybe like some things that we talk about in the wrap up, we will care about the scaling. So because right now we talk about the improvement of our system. So let's just go here. If we want to talk about the scaling of our system, we will do we should talk about the vertical scaling and how we can scale this one. And maybe we have some SQL database, some NoSQL database. This one, it will be between you and your interviewers to discuss. Maybe we have the master slave replication. We should have a lot of replicas, because like it's a read heavy system, I guess. We should have database sharding and consistent models. And other points, this is most of the points that you will find yourself you talking about. And I guess that's it for today's video. And I hope that my discussion and my description was quite good. And if you like my description, feel free to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and give me a like so you will never miss a video. And see you in future videos.